Hello guys, welcome to Gustav's programming tutorials, where we learn about everything programming. In today's lesson, we will be looking at nested for loop statements in Java. This is a step out of our previous lesson on the for loop. If this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button and notification icon to get notified for more programming videos from this channel. Now, the nested for loop is just for loop with another for loop placed inside it, which is why it is called nested. We saw the concept of nesting in a previous video. I will leave a link to it in the description below. So let's do some coding. Now, suppose we want to display 3 asterisk symbols on 5 different lines. We will make use of the nested for loop. So, in the parentheses of our first for loop, we type int I equals 1 semicolon, I less than or equal to 5 semicolon, then plus plus I. Inside the body of the first for loop, we type our second for loop. Now in the parentheses of this one, we type int j equals 1 semicolon, j less than 4 semicolon, plus plus j. Inside the body of this loop, type our output statement asterisk. Now let's run the program. When we run the program, we got this output: 3 asterisk symbols displayed on 5 different lines. Okay. Now, the first for loop is mostly called the outer loop, whilst the inside loop is called the inner loop. Now let me explain how the iterations will work in a nested for loop. So, after the first iteration of the outer for loop, the inner loop executes, and then there is another iteration. But then the inner for loop iterates until the Boolean condition becomes false. Once it is false, the program goes back to the outer loop and another iteration is performed, after which the inner loop executes again, going through the same number of iterations as the first one. This process continues till the outer loop's condition evaluates to false. Now, we can also make the comparison in the inner loop with the variable of the outer loop. So, to demonstrate, let's make some changes to our code. Suppose we want to display this shape. We first change the 5 in our outer loop to 10, and then change the 4 in our inner loop to I. And then let's run the program. And as you can see, in our output window, we have the exact same shape as this. Now, let's try one interactive program. This program is to display the multiples of 5 user-typed numbers to the 12th multiple. So first things first, add our import statement. So import java.util.scanner. Now let's declare our variable and scanner object. int number semicolon. Then scanner key equals new scanner system.in semicolon. Now for our nested for loop, in our outer for loop, let's change our 10 back to 5. And inside the loop, before the inner for loop, let's prompt our user for input. So our output statement, enter a number, and I will display its multiple up to 12. Now let's retrieve our input. Number equals key dot next int semicolon. Inside our inner for loop, let's change the I to 10. And in the body, let's remove our string and type number star j and place this in another parenthesis. And let's add a white space. Also, let's add an empty system.out.println statement to add some space between each iteration. Now let's run the program. In our output window, we get our first prompt. We type the number 2 and then press enter. And we get the multiples of 2. We get our second prompt and we type the number 4 and our multiples is displayed. We next type 6. Multiples of 6 is displayed. Next we type 8. The multiples of 8 is then displayed. And finally we type 10. And the multiples of 10 are displayed. Now try again with other sets of numbers. We can also make it so that the user has the opportunity to type the number of iterations for the outer loop. You can try that in your own time, as it will be good for practicing. Okay guys, we've come to the end of today's lesson. Thank you for watching this video and I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next one.